Alright, so I've got myself some of these Schneider relays. They're 12 volt logic. This will take a the base frame will do 16 amps at 250 volts, but this relay will do 15 amps. And it's 12 volt activated, so that's handy. It's got a little DC. I don't actually know what this diode's for. I don't know if it's like reverse polarity protection or something, but what I'm going to do is drop a drill on my leg. That's always a good idea. Pop them in there. So I made the decision to not use AC out 2 anymore. We're going to use just AC out 1. I'm going to leave the meter turned on all the time so it doesn't appear and disappear, and I don't have to question that as a potential, you know, thing that might have gone wrong. So yeah, one of these will switch the 12 volt. So even though this is an AC, on the contact side it's an AC relay, it'll switch the 12 volt just fine. I think they said in their data sheet that'll do up to 28 volts, is it? Yeah, 28 volts DC at 15 amps is fine. So one of them will switch the DC for the fan, and the other one will switch whether or not the AC coupled solar should be connected or disconnected. But yeah, we'll do that after the meter. So I'll probably put one up on that side, so that's the AC one, and this side will be the DC one. So yeah, I'm going to shut this thing down and pop it in. The shroud printed, the fan shroud, so the intention was for that, you know, it actually goes in there, so up there like that. But I've neglected to hit the print support button, so I've got a bit of bridging there, but the bridging's actually worked really well. Ooh, we're not quite the right size. That'll be right. Look at that. Shit up. So by the time I knock that down in there correctly, it'll be exactly the right size. But I'm not using this fan. It is way too fucking loud. So I'm going to get some quiet ones. I fired this one up. This is an industrial fan. I don't even know what it's off of, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But I'm just going to get a couple of PC fans so I'm moving enough air. I'm probably going to put a second vent into the other compartment and bring air in through that way as well, so we've got a bit of flow. Anyway, let's get the relays done. Also, somebody correctly pointed out on one of my videos that this technically is not allowed to be here, and they're 100% correct. I didn't know at the time. Like, I do all the work, and then I have one of my electrician friends check it over, and he actually told me the same thing. There's an Australian standard that says that this is not allowed to be within 0.5 of a metre of either a gas bottle itself or even a vent, right? So the only reason that they're still there, I haven't bothered to move them, is we don't intend for this to be here. So we are going to, well, what we'd intended to do, but it sounds like we're going to have difficulties with this as well, is we're going to install that giant gas tank under the back. We had it planned to do that, but it sounds like we're going to have some fucking difficulties with licensing with that as well. So at some point, as I assume that guy's an electrician, because as he's rightfully pointed out, these shouldn't be here, not while there's a gas bottle there. So not sure what I'm going to do about that. Obviously the simplest thing for me to do would actually be to put a vent plate there, but I don't want water rushing in. So if I relocate these, it will be to put a vent there, or even just plate it off, or maybe even put an optional switchboard there with the waterproof cover on it. But yeah, so if I can't put that big gas tank in underneath the back, so like the benefit of that is that these things are actually more expensive by litre or by kilogram, but I don't know what the law is. We just figured we could get the gas tank, we'd take it down to the gas fitter, and then they'd put it in. Sounds like that's actually not the case. So I'm not sure what the plan is yet. I ain't moving it for the time being. I mean, we're out in the open here. If there was a gas leak and this ignited it, I reckon that's pretty unlikely, but it was a totally valid point to point out, and I appreciate the comments. So keep them coming if you think we're doing the wrong thing, because yeah, it's also good for other people to see that and know what they should and shouldn't do. Well, that's in, the inverter's on. I can't see any activity on the relays yet, but that's mostly because they're not configured. So I guess I'll go and muck around with the configuration. Come on, and see if we can get these things to turn on. Alright, since I ran out of light, I can't explicitly see, I won't be able to see that I haven't ran out of light, obviously there's still some sun, but I'm going to run out of, you know, like a reasonable amount of sunlight to test this functionality. So what I've done is I've got it hooked up so you can see the green light's on. So that's, hopefully I'm not covering up the microphone again, that is based on if AC in is active, then that relay can be active, and that connects the AC coupled inverters. So that's off, 5-second count, and it's off as with it. So that should protect us. I'll change that so that if AC in 2 is active, so we've just plugged in AC in 1, we're waiting for it to change, there it goes, and immediately came back on. Happy days. So the wiring side of that's all done. I've got to check and see if the got some spare wire here, we don't need all that in there. I've got to run it all through conduit as well, but the AC coupled side is sorted, so it's now on AC out 1, and the meter's working and the meter stays on, so we're not going to have that issue of the meter dropping on, off and on, and the servo controller asking me if I want to get rid of disconnected devices anymore. So yeah, happy with that. Got to sort out the logic for when should we disconnect the AC coupled inverters. So I'm going to be working from home tomorrow, so I'm probably going to make a point of having VRM open. I'll let this thing run until it's fully charged, and then we'll test it with frequency shift based on like the shed or our bigger systems providing the frequency set point. Oh, what happened there? Oh, no, we're good. And that'll give us a bit of safety, right? And then I can determine whether or not these little inverters actually cut out on frequency or they don't. If they do, happy days. I'll still use the relay as an extra safety measure because they're not, you know, not a validated solution for AC coupling. But if they don't, then we use the relay to disconnect them once the battery's over a certain charge level. The other one is the fan relay, so I've got to put it under some load. I suppose we can do that now. Let's go. I started making another video about the lightsaber noises that the inverter was making and the various settings that might contribute to that. I've carried so much bloody grass in the van now, it's getting a bit of a mess in here. Shit, I've left the water pump on. Alright, that'll give us 1500 watts. Cool. Give us 10 seconds. What have we got? Yep, got water in there, happy days. And then, come on. Alright. Problem is, so we're just bringing it in from the grid. Yeah. We're just bringing it in from the grid. Oh, it's backing off, so it's slowly but surely pushing it to the batteries. Ah, this is the problem that I was trying to get a video of. So that pass-through is less than ideal. I reckon that pass-through is triggered by a voltage drop. So you see how the battery's in bulk? We're an ESS. This thing should be using power from the battery. Or are we on keep charged? Shit, where's my phone? I don't think we're on keep charged. Let's have a look. Let's see if the fan relay turned on there. It has not. Waiting for the fan relays to turn on in that. That'll be the trigger. Yeah, so that situation with the pass-through, I thought that was oh, wish I had something click. What was it? I don't know. That was interesting. I'll keep my eyes peeled for that. Let's have a look at the old phone. God, is this getting slower or what? Let's have a look. Lotus Caravan. Yeah, see, we shouldn't be pulling power in from the grid. I mean, it's partially discharging. Inverter's on. Yeah, see, we're on. Optimised without battery life, so that should be it. We should be okay. So why is it using power from the grid? It seems a bit funny. We've got some power coming out of the battery, or is it slowly but surely cycling it down? Ah, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. This is the easiest way to deal with it. Just yank that out, put all the load to the caravan. So, come on. Oh, that didn't reset our router in there, did it? It might have. It might not have instantly changed over. Let's go and have a look, eh? That'll disconnect us for sure. I've got to get in here with the vacuum cleaner and get rid of all the grass I'm tracking in. Did that thing reboot? No, it didn't. Alright, 2500 watts. What else can we throw on here? That'll bring us up. We'll go into overload. You watch this. That'll actually blow the fuse. It'll trip us out, trip the breaker out, I think. Because what's that? 15, well, 10 amps is 2400, and we've got half of that again. So 3600 is about where the relay, where the breaker stops. That's going alright. Alright. Surely the fans have come on by now. Very surprised if they haven't. Still not yet. Oh, it's doing alright. No, I won't bore you with just standing here waiting for the fans to come on. I'll just kill this for a minute, and then we'll come back once I see that relay come back on. I totally balls that up, didn't I? The holes. They didn't need to be there at all. I can still stuff these down and get them out the side. But yeah, pretty happy with the way that turned out. Even though I fucked up the some of the settings here without turning the bridging on. You can see why I, if you watch the other video, I'll pop a little thing up for it. You can see why I printed a little cover for it, because I don't want people stuffing their fingers in there and losing a nail. Nasty as. It's pretty good though. Had I been paying attention, I would have seen that relay come on with the fan. Right, so again, I appreciate all the people commenting. Yep, it gets hot in here. We've done something about it. The multi-plus was only a stopgap measure. So the fan goes in, up there, see the relays turned off. Happy days. So yeah, that's it. We're off and racing. I could print a shroud that sucks the air in from up top. Could also go along the top there, get a bit more ventilation going into the other side. That'd be good too, but that's all for another video. So I'll catch up on this tomorrow with the AC coupled stuff, and we'll see if we can get the characteristics of this these micro inverters, figure out what the rules should be, and then we'll start being able to use these microgrid inverters, the AC coupled micro inverters off grid. Happy days.